Banyero Sharon, Daniel Kimo, and Seroko Starch. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I'll make her laugh. I'll make you smile. I'll make you feel nice. After that, I'll take you to my place where we will play. But before we play, Tumuranzie. Now I get it. How are you guys? Today is a Saturday. Normally I stay home and relax a bit, and I suspect a very tough month ahead, so I'm trying to relax as much as I can. Mulindo Gonzaga, J Sekaja, Chiza Tadeo VIP, Mula Make. Good evening. How is your Saturday? What have you done today? Tale Samuel, Wabuyi Nelson, Ronald Muchwa VIP, Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr., Chisache Umar. So guys, next week I have a challenge. I'm going to have a very serious challenge, and the challenge is going to be one of getting a car of 5 million and below. 5 million and below. That's going to be the challenge. The last time we bought a car of 5 million was in 2022. The very first inspection I ever did. We bought a Toyota Corsa. Did we buy it 5 or 5.5 around there? If you go back to the posts, did I post? I think I posted the Corsa. That was the very first inspection I did of a Toyota Corsa, and we bought it. The person came, I got a good amount at 3 million, and then all the 3 million cars were not good. That's how we ended up buying a car of 5 million. He had the money, the 5 million, he had it, but he just did not want to spend all his money. So that's how we bought a Corsa of 5 million, and so I have a challenge of getting a car of 5 million and below. I think maybe next week, and I took it on. So you guys should wait to see what car we get at that amount. I hope the person is not so picky. I'm trying to get a million. Yeah, I think I'm too picky. That's something I hope that doesn't happen. So last week, I think because of the TikTok videos I've been doing, so I got like the first call I got that, guys, let's test this. Microphone zange baziseka mu nsalo ya camera mbali jara tuzigesenga sound yo kwali, but so what happened is last week I got a first phone call, someone who was in Mubende, and he wanted me to help him inspect a car of 5 million. And I was quick to tell him, if you want to buy a car of 5 million, lwaki togiuze ye Mubende joli, not awatota wana kujja Kampala. Okitegeera, because atina olumu n'abatunda emmoloka ez'ettaano muno bazijja eyo. Okitegeera. So that one I told him off. I think a day later someone else called me, and a day later someone called me, and a day later, and then I kept telling these people, you know what, I'm charging 10% of the value of the car you're going to buy. I said, yes, I have your money for inspection. So this the last person that called me, I told him, okay, if you really want me to do that for you, so-called depositing, I thought he would not, but he did today. So I'm not sure of what day, but anytime now tugenda tugula motoka million 5 anytime now. Arthur, obadde owaana primo eno eri comfortable nga Markex naye kirabika mu primo valvematic looks better. Ate ye ya valvematic primo gye nkugamba. Abe good evening. Edwin Mugerwa, good evening. Martin Lubwama, yes. Thank you, Ronald Muchwa. Alec Isaac Wandera, good evening. Mvuga yangi. Inkofida simanyo bazikyaliyo. I ordered for not so many caps. You don't put both legs forward, you put one leg forward. So after the broadcast, I'm going to call the person that is responsible for making those the distribution, and then we see how they have performed today. Arthur, let me wait because I will be next at 7 million. Again, nakulabika kasate yero na Morad Kemomo VIP high. The reason why I've been discouraging you guys from going to those cars is because your expectations are higher than the amount you have. So sometimes omuntu agenda kuja with 5 million nainge motoka jaina mbongo ya million 10 ontegeera era senga najja nembaga bannange twagenza okola inspection and we were not able to find a kanga mumanya expectations and the amount that we had did not match up. Bwechoba omanya nti ku million 5 you will get a car that moves. Nga uli wamu ogenda ne bogamba ati genda guru you will go. Okitegeera. Ata kituufu primo bagisale bay. Fahad Lubuka. Nga we basala Mark Tumusota. Ate no Mark Tumusota zaalinya Fahad. Mark Tumusota zaalinya. Mark Tumusota zaalike zaalaisi. Nga ku million 5 ofuna Mark Tunge eyimiridde. Ne kati Mark to eyimiridde li mu million 8 bro, ku chikumi started glanza which one is better. At 5 million chikumi totunula nayo. Ate mwe guy, let me tell you one thing about these cars. Nti when you're selling your car, cars like yours are cheap. But when you say I want to buy, that's when you know that cars like yours are expensive. Ontegeera nti bajja wano ne bakugira bakuguleke moroka yo gobo ogitunda ne bagamba noonye eringa eyo at that very price tosobola kugifuna ogenda ogyesanga yongeramu million 5 3 okitegeera. So cars are really cheap when you're the one selling, but when you're the one buying they are really expensive. Nti emoroka yo obeera nayo wano ng'owulire ekutamye n'ogitunda million katugambe 8 bwe bagivuga ne bagenda bati egenda okudda ne baba tebalina kye bakoze, they bring it back, that car will definitely be looking better than how you sold it to them. And by then they tell you, okay, use that 8 million to get a car like yours in the same condition. All the cars you'll be looking at will be in worse condition. So that's the thing with cars. I think it's the same thing like being in a relationship. People be in relationships, they don't appreciate the people they have, and when the people they have finally get other people that appreciate them, then the trouble comes. Atenga baba tebagala kuchita kuchitegeera. So I find that that's just how it is. John's Info, how are you? Ben Kakodze steady kanze kantunde Ranex yange nonye ya 7 million ati kati Ranex otunda yachi gwe no bobo manyide moroke nungi osobola ogiva muno dda mu etali nungi because the moroke ya 7 million tesola tunga Ranex. I am telling you a Ranex will probably be, let's say if it's really old, like 15 million 16 million atenda ne bagano na Ranex million 16 ekubula kati sebo okuva mu moroka million 16 in a car of 7 million. That would be tough. Arthur, I think you should get a place or shop somewhere we can find the caps, then bakole mass production for our products for the love of cars. Ronald Muchwa, the person that is distributing, can actually get them made. Yeah. Sanze chesagala kwe kutuza capital wo muntu yena, but they can get them mass made. But we did a few copies just to see how it moves, and then we see if they actually have a demand. To see me, Eddie, how are you? So yesterday we bought a Toyota Nua, and let me see if I can show you guys the video of the car now, the interior. So the gentleman that bought that car, the car yesterday, decided that initially he wanted to buy seat covers, just put seat covers and go. And then he wanted to put leather on the door panels. You know how they do the door panels. So then he was asking about, let me just download this video and share with you how they have done this car. So he decided he because he's talked about door panels. So I told him, you know what? I find that it's much better. I find that it's much better for you to do the ones that are the seat covers that are made locally here. And he bought my idea, and so yesterday before I left town, we delivered the car to the person that is going to be okay, I need to move this to the person that is going to be to the person that made the seats. So they started making the seats yesterday, and today they are done. I'm actually thinking these guys are heading out. So the person that bought the car is going up country. So the gentleman came from up country yesterday. He arrived in the morning. I picked him up, and then we went on a car hunt, which is what I'm going to tell you about now. So let me just show you the video of the seat covers that were done. So I hope you guys can see, but this is the video of the seat covers that were those are the seats. So that's how that has been done. And of course, even on the door panels there, yeah. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to buy seat covers. So why did I tell him to get the Ugandan made seat covers? It's because the seat covers, just the ones that are for dressing, would have cost him around 300,000, and then he needed the door panels also worked on, and then of course the armrests here would have to be worked on. So I told him, instead of buying the seat covers and just placing them in there, why don't you just go and get the seat covers made locally here? Ateza they're kinda, I find they are neater because bazisibira. And yeah, so we took the car yesterday at around 3 p.m. Fortunately, the person that was making those seat covers had space to Okutunyigao, and we told him the car is going up country today. So the owner of the car decided to stay in a hotel, and yeah, so he stayed in a hotel for the night. And I'm going to do a Mini Cooper review. You'll be seeing it this week. Yeah, so I'm excited. They say it's one of the fastest cars. I don't know how I'm going to test that, but I really want to see the power of that car. How did I save the number of this gentleman? That's something that I'm still struggling with. But I have an appointment next week to go and shoot it, to do a review of that Mini Cooper. So the gentleman that is letting me do the review of the Mini Cooper is actually also selling it. So he said, Arthur, before I sell this car off, come and do a review of this car. So I'm going to be doing a review of the Mini Cooper. But today, of course, today is vibing. Tubamu vibe on just in the inspection and I had to share. So the gentleman that bought the Noah yesterday called me, I think 4 or 5 days before yesterday, and he wanted to buy a Noah. At that time, I don't know why sometimes I forget to ask people, you're going to buy a car of how much? Which car? So he told me he was going to buy a Noah, but I did not ask him how much he was going to spend on the car. So he booked for inspection, and then yesterday in the morning, he calls me and he says, okay, I'm in town now. And when he said yesterday, because remember guys, yesterday it rained in town in the morning. So when he calls me and he says Katindimu town, because it was raining, I had to pick him up. And then he said, Arthur, there was a sentence in JMO Bank. And I told him, no, don't pick the money because what if we don't get a car? I think a cent was in Mumsao. So I told him to leave the money. Naye zange zona azijjayo, the inspection fee. Era zimpande zambadde mu change 5. So and I picked him up, and we picked up the mechanic we worked with yesterday, and so we headed out to the field. 2 places that they had told him. He had talked to brokers already. 2 places, and we went to those 2 places, and I think we looked at about, let me see how many nuas we looked at. You guys, I think we looked up at about 9 to 10 nuas. And I find that, guys, for the guys that are going to be buying those nuas, you should be very, very, the nua we bought was the quietest nua we have had. And tutwajije mu bond, you'll be tutwajije mu kibana, tutwajije mu bond. We found it with an owner ngali Mawanda Road mu Washing Bay. So, and twasanzeewo n'abalanga bali mu jikebera bwe twatesita okwaba ne badde ebbali batulabe. Naye kati ffe we were fast. As we were negotiating, we went and drove. And I think we looked at 10 nuas. This had the best engine. Yeah. It even had working AC. All the other nuas, none of them had working AC. It had working AC. It had one glitch. I won't walk dashboard. If you look at the pictures I've uploaded, there's additions to the dashboard, like the closers of the covers of the glove compartments. Some of those things, the things that break and get stolen. So they were not there, but that's no problem, because those are not really that important for the NUA, because they're on the top like this. And then the other glitch I saw, it had a CV joint that was making CV joint. The CV joint was also blown, and one of the very rare seats, if you look at the pictures that I've shared, one of the very rare seats, but they're broken. But the guys that worked on the seat covers today worked on the seat as well. So those are the only things that were there. And initially, the owner wanted, I think, 17 million. 17 million, tukuwa 13 nti tukuwa 14, and then the owner started saying katika njiguze bali ababadde bagisibye nako bichi you get. I know babadde tebagisibye kuna ina babadde balinze ndoza tulemererwe bagitwale, but for us we had moved, we had already seen many nuas, so we knew what we were looking for. Now the nuas, I've told you, the nuas have about 3 problems. The number 1 problem would be overheating. Once that car overheats, just buy a new engine. Don't try to fix it. The number 2 problem would be you giving it bad fuels. Once you give it the bad fuels, the fuel system starts failing. Number 3 would be the wiring. Those are the 3 problems those nuas have. The ones that come between 2002, I think, to 2007, I think. Those nuas, they have 3 problems: overheating, bad fuel or the fuel system, and poor wiring. Once those things are covered, you're good to go. The car we bought did not even have a leakage. It's most of the cars we were looking at zabade either ingini Jose or bangambi. There is one that we found that could have done the job. Nayating a wiring movie. Like the mechanic we worked with had to actually tap some wires there to get it started. You get. So and then most of them actually had accidents. You get. And then if you're ever buying an open roof car, make sure that once you open roof door, that open roof door, there you will be safe. So and by the way, guys, those nuas used to be at 7 million, 8 million. I remember there's a time they called me for a NUA like that, moving at 5 million. Gwenonya NUA. I remember there's a time we bought that car at a car like that at 6.8. You guys remember? I think that was around 2023 beginning. We bought that car at 6.8. And then that car which we bought at 6.8 was sold at 9 later. You get. But now if you are looking for it, we saw nuas that were on number plate UAX, not very good, but guys were saying 17 million, 16 million. You get. And I have found that the guys that have those nuas, if a person has a good nua, they'll definitely overprice it. So we saw about 9 of them, and I found that majority of them had wiring issues. Just wiring issues. Most of them had good tires, by the way. But most of them wiring issues, and then there are those that I saw that just had bad engines. Nti engine ogitandika neremeza omuliro mu bbiri nga teguvaayo, a wiring issue. Ate oyinza okugenda okumaliza wiring issue nga ne engine erina obuzibu nga osanga omuliro olumba aguwanika esobola okukwata idling. You get? So if you're going to be buying those Nuas, any kind of Nua that is below 2009, 2008, I think 2008 Zina Duo VVTI. If you're going to be buying any Nua that is between 2002 and 2007, you should look out for the engine sound. That's very important. Look out for leakages. Those cars, if it's in good condition, it should not have leakage. If it has working AC, that means it hasn't really been tampered with in the front there. So strive to get cars that have AC. I think then probably the other thing I would tell you to do is find a car, those Noahs, make sure it has not been opened. Like we not cylinder head. Of course, that might be something that you can't just see. You need to know what you're looking for, but you need to make sure that the cylinder head has not been taken apart at all, and if possible, even the top cover. But I understand that the top cover it's very hard to find a car that has a top cover that has not been removed. Whatever there is a bone nazo ogenda okusanga top cover bagikuttemu, but strive as much as possible to also look for that. So we ended up buying that car. Our budget was 15 million. We bought it at 15.5. And we did seat covers, mitwala, and both seat covers and the door panels. What else? And then service wa mitwalo nga 12. Byebyo no. Tewali kirala. Byebyo yayongeddemu akola service yokka. CV joint, I told the CV joint was just starting to fail. So I told him, and I thought probably I realized ne gundi indicator nga boteka indicator either a left or right. Ilitateka mu double indicator, so icho batch fixings nacho. So if you total up the money that person spent, including my pre-purchase inspection fee, so 15.5, that's 16 plus the 450, 16.5. Mugaseko seat covers, gatako service, mubalire kubagenda teka mwenda coolant mu engine, because that car is all the new cars that we're driving right now are very delicate. Why? Zina temperature gauge, so you never know when it's in the process of overheating. Ontegera ntifani nebwevaako majority of the time ogenda okumanya ngemotoka echamuse, and I'm telling you this can also happen to me, which is why you need to check the coolant levels every day if possible. Check the coolant levels, because that will save you a lot of trouble. It will save you a lot of money. Nego bosara wovuge buvuzi emotoka eri akalimi nga bwebe etandikiriza okushamuka kasitandika okusuka mu half nga you know that emotoka eri etandisa okusuka mu half, okitegeera naye kati zino ezaffe empya. So check bwoba oluddewo nnyo every 2 days kebera ku coolant wali ku radiator, make sure the radiator has coolant or water if you decided to use water. Kansubire mule mulonje ku Saturday kuno. Twahawarakira Arthur, can I get a Chikumi at 5 millions with engine size? Of course. Chikumi ojajifuna. Ne munange tejja kuba mpoomu nnyo ekyo nkigamba. Even this person that is coming for inspection, I told him Chikumi yetano nnyo jajifuna tejja kuba mpoomu. So there are chances that you will go, because it's very hard to find someone that has maintained their car very well ngajitunda $1,500,000. It's very hard. Katija ojja kusanga omuntu olinga emotoka inaka obubulabulamu bw'olina okukola akola pano beating tekuli mipiira wiring abulabulamu amataate gaaka nnyo and stuff byokola bibaamu tebibulamu, because you basically wanted to buy a cheap car. Pade, good evening. Paul Sema VIP, good evening. Lucky Mose, Wakula Johnson, Ata emotoka nga ziri nnyo Ipsam nafuna Ipsam yetano jajifuna naye tejja kuba mpoomu. Pade tejja kuba mpoomu naye ngo jajifuna. Ipsam empoomu ebira miliyoni nga 6 7 bala 7 kati ate ipsamu empebera ya mwenda ey'omwendo jagisanga ne essa akola bwebajja eri. That's the thing, nti abantu abamu abalina ipsamu ennungi ate tebaagala kuzita, naye ng'ey'omwenda ipsamu y'omwenda eba mpya, ipsamu y'omwenda eba mpya, kuba kati bw'osukka miliyoni omwenda n'ogenda miliyoni gubu ozigula ipsamu oba tomanyi by'okola. Good evening King Daniels, muli mutya bantu bange? KFI Director Umar Katumba, sinakutegeera kisaaki. So that's the story. We looked at 10. And by the way, guys, some of the nuas looked really nice. They were silver color, izmungaza white. The nuas looked really nice. But if you look at the, like today, Mbadane engineer one of the guys, one of the committee members, or for the love of cards, he advises me here and there. And we were talking today, and he told me, Arthur, we don't compromise on finishing. Mukuzimba, we don't compromise on finishing because it's finishing that gives the house the look that it needs to get. Nagamba Arthur, contractors mu real estate abazimba ennyumba z'abapangisa, ennyumba ze batunda, they focus on finishing. Bino by'okuzimba bino ebya bulijjo asobola n'okumala gakola. Emitayimbo abadde ateeka 16 n'ateekawo 13, naye nga bw'atuuka mu finishing wali ka plaster afuba okulaba ng'alina omwana akuba ka plaster nga kabalagavu, langi aleeta abaana abakola langi nga aleeta abaana abakola langi nga langi kyekyo, okitegeera. So n'abatunda emmoroka ebiseera ebisinga, they know that you guys are looking for stuff that looks ebishanana, so they make the cars they are selling kushanana. They are not like Athens. Bwemba ntunda ekyange nkitundanga bwe kiri, ate kati nkole ki? Bwe mbadde nkivuga bwe naawe bujjojjo bw'olina okujja okirabe olaba oba okisiima. King Daniels, Arthur, my room on 1.5cc gives me about 14 kilometers. Hey Moses, you even asked it like last time, and I told you 14 is very good. Is that with AC or without AC? Chibampao, Nasuru, Amina, Abdul Malik. As I want Hilux, how? It depends. Hilux, where an million nyunga abiri. Awufune ziri enkadde kajambi ya Hilux double cabin naye nga suspension yayo tebeera comfortable and all that. But mu pick up season Hilux yali badde etambula, ate senga you can get a Hilux ngerimu 5L oba 3L. Kuba kweyagala. Arthur, would you do a review on a classic Mercedes Benz? Yes, Kemomo, I am. I would definitely. There is a Mercedes Benz I want to do a review on, and nentukawo netansanyusanga n'okwaka kwampaka the day we did the Prius review. Edianiku, the newer was jetwaguze 15.5, and we paid only 15 million shillings, and we kept 500,000. The owner told us because the person that bought it just kept the 500k for a month. Now if that car gets any problem, he just takes the money. Mukimanyi nti enkuba yeekaliisa leero ekiro enkuba egenda kutonnya nnyo, era mu abantu abali e Kampala nga you are single, tonight is not the night for you to sleep alone. Ojja kuloota ebirooto ebyentiisa. Is there Chikumi for 1 foot? No, it's not there. They are 1.5 liters. 18 million car for a starter. 18 million, you can get a Vitz, you can get a Paso, you can get a Sienta, you can get a Wish, you can get ISIS. Now these cars are subject to availability. You can get newer, like the one we bought. You can get the newer old model. You can get the IST old model. You can get a Spacio new model. uh, ba, 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 ba. RAV4 old model. You can get the Outlander and the X-Trail. What do I more zimu? You can get a Subaru Forester. Obofunanga bagita batya etali XT, etali Cross Sport. Olwoje bagita batya etali Cross Sports guys aba Subaru. Bagita batya agamanya gansumbuwa. You can get a Subaru. You can even get an Impreza, the 2006 model. 18 mil is not bad. It's not a bad budget. Oyinza okufuna Alex Ranex ne Ranex nzibumu naye ng'oyinza. You can get sogendera awo ze motoka zogenda okufuna leero munzikirize mbasiibule mangu mbeko byenkwasaganya. Next week is going to be tough for me. I'll explain to you around I think Tuesday why next week. I think starting next week it's going to be a little bit tough on me. Subaru, yes, the X20. Thank you, Mark W. Sort of like a X20. You can get Legacy, you can get Outback. We still get, and I think I'm in love with the Outbacks and Legacies. It's really comfortable. It's really much more comfortable than the Foresters of the world. It's really comfortable, nyo. Gonzaga Tumwine, how are you? You're welcome. Amina, what's up, Roderick Frosca? Guys, I used to love the new ones. The new way nali njagala. Ate nali njagala nnyo naye nze gye mbeera walamu. Kati ogenda okukigattagattamu. Nze gye mbeera walamu. Kati ogenda okukigattagattamu nnuwe ekyaginemesa amafuta naye nga nali njagala. Ate oba naye empya nayo sigisobola. Majority of people that have it that have asked, they're getting between 8 and 9 kilometers per liter. For me, it doesn't work for me. Nze motoka mba njagalanga, the promising is like 14, nebwepa 10, 11. Arthur, do you have a mechanic who is good with German cars? I want to book you for inspection in November for VW Touareg. Hey, mititega. Chigwa. Arthur, a coolant and oil level is supposed to reduce with time, even when the car is in good condition. No, they should not. Either when they reduce, there is a leakage majority of the time, or in case of oil, it would be burning. Ebenywa oil. Kitegeeza oil ayita mu piston n'ag'engine ne bamwokya abata alina kutuukayo. Okitegeera so kati awo bagamba nti the piston rings ziweddeko. But most of the time it's the oil is reducing, there is a leakage, so buli w'opaakinga oil atonye. Era motoka yo bw'eba ekendeza oil, buli w'ojja okugijja mu kifo w'opaakinga, you move it and then look under there and see if there is oil that has been leaking. If in case of water, normally katera okuba kasaanikira ka radiator, bwe kaba kasaanikira ka radiator, that waliwo bu pipes, connecting pipes butera okufa, oba si kyekyo the radiator itself can have a leakage. So ebyo oba otunuulira, but it's not normal for levels for coolant levels to be reducing. Abdul Malik, 2013, I don't know. I've not bought the Hilux 2013. Dakika endala 3 ngamba sibula abantu bange. Nemisa Arthur Ranex bagisiba engine. Nedda Gonzaga, Ranex just buy a new engine. Arthur, is there a difference between Subaru Forester Cross Sport and Forester Air Brake? Air Brake yeriwa anti za amanyi aga Forester ago sigamanyi. Air Brake gye bayitera X20. Gye bayita X20. Gye bayita X20. Because the Cross Sport is supposed to be much more comfortable. Okitegeera. It even has extras. Ebiseera ebisinga ezo zibeera trim levels. Nga bw'onalaba Nuwa X, Nuwa SA, S, then SI. How do you know your engine is burning oil? Your engine burns oil bw'efulumya omuka. Some people say the smoke is blue, the smoke is... They say colors, but I've never seen colors behind there. I'm color blind. But normally it smokes. naddala nga you're going uphill n'olinnyanyo buli olinnya nnyo omuliro it will smoke, so that means your car is burning oil. And of course if you look for leakages nobanga toziraba naye ng'emmoroka ekendeza oil, so kati awo bw'okoleza emmoroka bw'oti ogirinnyako and then you look behind, bw'olaba emabega nga liyo omukka ng'omanya emmoroka eyokya oil, kye bayita okunywa. After I talk about Subaru before non-turbo, Subaru before has no problem. Like Subaru's are Toyotas. Bw'ogula non-turbo ate ogenda n'ogikola ky'okujja ng'oli mwonoonyi. Isaac, there is no difference. What I talk about difference, bw'aba nga bagiyita kirala, normally what happens is that if they call it something, it means there is an addition or a subtraction. Yensonga lwaki agamanya tegajja accidentally. They don't just wake up in the morning and say edoka tujiyite Subaru Forester XT, bw'oba kati tujiyite Impreza XV, waliwo ekiba kyeyongeddwako. After any brief review on Nissan Dualis, if you can, you buy. What car is for beginners and how much? Any car can be a car for a beginner, Sharon. It just depends on how much money you actually have for that car. My first car was 3 million. I bought it from an auntie of mine. Then my second car was, okay, before I bought I think I bought a Caldina. But before I bought a Caldina, I bought the Caldina 3.2. I bought a Chikumi at 2.7 and then fixed it for selling. I bought a Kayongeza for 3 million. I bought a Dudu for 4.5. I bought another Chibina for 3.2. I bought another Dudu at 7 million. Then I bought a Vitz of 10. Bought a Mark II of 3.5. The Mark II Musota, the one that was manual that I normally talk about. Then, Nozochitaba, how I went through. I've never really been the kind of person to buy a car and basigalinga bamanja. Moroka jenda soko gula je bamanja. I did Dudu. I bought it 7 million. At that time, I had the Chibina. I gave those people my Chibina. I added them 1 million. And they say they demanded me 3 million, I think. Then I paid in installments. After that, I've never. I bought a GDI, and when I'm going uphill, it takes long changing gears. Is there an issue to worry about? Yes, definitely. It takes long to change gears. If it has power, it's okay. Because once a car is going uphill, it uses number 1 for most of the time. So that's totally normal. Webanga, if it continues having its power, it's okay. Because engines change depending on where you're driving. If you're driving on a flat surface, the gears will change. Did I say engines change? The gears will change accordingly. So when you're going downhill, they will go all the way up to 5 if it's a 5-speed car. But if you're going uphill, the gears will just stick to number 1 until it sees that, okay, now I don't need number 1, then it goes to number 2. That's why they're called automatics. How fast is driving license process? It depends. It depends. But some people get them even in 1 day. After there is some car, you can't see smoke in the behind. It is consuming oil. That's a leakage. Obato jirinye bulungi. Let me see. Yakwene muluka yakomye kwa akachiro. Nolo lukoba lwannema okukyusa. I just wanted to show you. And I don't need to start. But apade emmotoka bw'eba enywa oyiro nga ddala enywa n'ogirinyako neta ku bakakko oba togirinnye bulungi oba ogirinnye otya. Singa ebeera terinaayo kakka eba teyokya. Kati gwe bagambye oyiro alagawa. Because ebiseera ebisinga emmotoka bw'eba enywa oil bwe bakyusa ring. Okitegeera bwe bakyusa ring. Okuggyako nga oil oyo ayita ku top cover nayingira mu plug, because I've seen that before. Nti asigalayo naye nga ali mu bituli bya plug omwo munda omwo. But then under those circumstances your car will lose power because the plugs will no longer be working. okitegeera oba sekyo even the coils will die. Kwizera Victor, right now the cheapest Primo of 2008 I've seen is 24, but I'm thinking it's very possible. Arthur, nga you got offers era twakufunanga kirabo. Amina Pade. Arthur, invite driving schools for us one day tumubuze ku road safety. Ngenda baleta director wa SPK driving school. Can I get a car at 6 million? Shafiq UG, there is money where you don't be picky. There is money for cars where you don't be picky. Ndachika sange nongazi wezezegala basibulirako bantu bani. Musigalenga munjagala nencha tunyumye. Mumagala munyumye olunaku lumumbi maleyo. Guys, kamba sibule banange mwe bali kubera ku broadcast temwerabira enabagambye the guys that want the caps, you call the lady on 0787 599 882 0787 599 882 787 599 882 to get caps like this one. Umanyize nange nefunide zange zingende kwamba mvuga yange S full time ADM. Where are the others? So I have like nzengaze nyina ezange satu. So you call the lady and make an order, and then you arrange delivery so that you start putting on in confidence for the love of cars. Now these the ones that are mine, they have the logo here, but for the rest of the caps, the logo will be here on the side so that we have the statements uninterrupted here. Kamba Sibuli, Lanyero Sharon, Daniel Chemo, Nsereko Starch, Tumuzanye, Tumrazanye, Tumranzie Banet, Chiza Tadeo VIP, J Sekaja, Mulindwa Gonzaga, Mula Mig, Wabuyi Nelson, Ronald Muchwa VIP, Ntale Samuel, Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr., Kisache Umar, Karemire Gordon, Ronald Muchwa VIP, Edwin Mogirwa, Bukenya Abi, Alec Isaac Wandera, Lubwama Martin, Morad K Momo, Joseph Bali Kudembe, Fahad Lubuka, Ben Kako, Jones Info, Twa Hawarakira, Fahad Kemis, Bukenya Abi, Pade Paul, Patrick Rio Poultry Farm, Paul Sema VIP, Lucky Mose, Wakula Johnson, King Daniels, Kabali Moses, Morad K Momo VIP, Chivampeo Nasuru, Abdur Malik, Eddie Aniku, Arthur Mudu Louis, Mark W, Mulindwa Gonzaga, Tumwine, Eddie Aniku is asking, are the Alexandronics? Yes, they are. Wasa Roderick Fosca, Miti Tega Safari, Abdur Malik, Edwin Mugerwa, Okumu Michael, Bernard Bateget, Brian Emma, Kwizera Victor, Shafiq UG, Chetulina. Tell you, SPK Driving School is saying there is express, which takes 1 week or 2, and normal one of 1 month. Derek Lule, good evening, and Mbasi Buroro. Morad Kemomo, Arthur, we need to charge more. Can I call you or not? Yes, you call. After the broadcast, definitely you can call. Anyway, guys, I want to say bye-bye now. I'm sorry the broadcast is short, but 15 minutes. Normally it's 1 hour. It's going to be 45 minutes. You're going to see the next couple of weeks there is going to be a change, even in the broadcast, even in the environment where we drive. Mujja kuchiraba okitegera. Arthur, can I have your number? Shafiq, my number is 0752 991 051 0752 991 051. Thank you, Morad K Momo, for purchasing super. Morad K Momo avudde mbwa VIP kati VVIP. Tonzize mutu yizu gonza ganga nakuzemu emirundi miyitirivu nkugambye zombi weziri. Zombi zibeerayo. So I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Enamba y'enkofiira abaagala okuwagira for the love of cars nga mutandikirawo ogula enkofiira n'emitwalo 2 naye bodo ogyesasulira egikuleetera bw'oba oli mu kibuga ne ku Mande osobola ogifuna nange wali ewange ku office nja kubaawo nazo n'oyo omukyala ajja kubeera nazo naye nga oyo omukyala gwe mwenye okkubira enamba ye eri 0787 599 882. So Morad K Momo, please call me. Guys, I wish you a very lovely evening. Don't drink and drive. Bobogenze no muntu gwotesiga. Please put it on. Yambara namwe abakyala muyige mutandika okubusaba. Abasajja bagamba abakyala tebabusaba, abakyala baweza amalagiki mukama abawo omukisa.